Previously on Dandies in Danger.
Something is going on where Nathaniel is being held against his will in this house, and he wonders if the child is, like, the thing keeping Nathaniel here. You're smiling at me in a way that I don't like.
I'm excited. Are you
Yeah,
the shadows?
Yeah.
You feel a pull.
No.
The servant from earlier comes in. She stops suddenly at the sound of the music. Blood starts to fall out of her nose. She drops her tray of drinks. And then suddenly, she reaches down, she grabs one of the wine stems and brandishes it in her hand, and she lunges into the dancing crowd.
Hi, my name is Eli, he, him pronouns, and I play the voice of Zachery Wilkos.
Hey, I'm Cass. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm voicing Liam Bardsley.
Hi, I'm Chess, he, she, they, and I voice Daniel Pritchard.
Hi, I'm Toast, pronouns she, they, and I play Adrian Edwards.
So before we find the resolution to the sudden combat that Adrian, Daniel, and Liam found themselves in unexpectedly, we're going to bounce back to Zach.
Oh, okay.
So what happened last with you, Zach, is that you were in Nathaniel's bedroom. He left with some night clothes out through the door that he had entered through, so he was heading back towards the foyer, but you decided, no, I want to see what that closed door is that's leading towards the east. And so you said, okay, I'm going to dip back into the shadows, or rather, I think you had been in the shadows the entire time, so you moved into this other room when suddenly you felt something pulling at you. You feel it dragging you up towards the second floor, which is 2 floors above you. Right now you're on the ground floor. And so you feel it try to drag at you through the shadow itself. So go ahead and make another d20 roll, please. And you can add your wisdom to this.
Okay. That's a 19.
Beautiful.
I've got a 19.
Plus wisdom?
25.
Over 20. That's actually incredible. So you're still invisible. What you do is you manage to drag yourself out of the shadows. It's a very bizarre feeling to be pulled through the shadow itself. Whenever you see the world around you outside of the shadows, everything is kind of warped as if through water. So as you're being dragged up, you find a place on the first floor. You manage to break yourself out of the shadows. And so you find yourself again in the foyer area of the first floor, where you can see the ghost again. You are sort of towards the east end over here, so sort of directly above where you would have been in Nathaniel's room.
Mm-hmm. Now
you are over sort of on the by the easterly window in the foyer on the first floor. You're still invisible.
Okay.
Nobody's witnessing you or anything like that. There's another bedroom door off to the east here, but you do manage to break free from that.
Wow. Okay. Am I standing right next to the ghost, essentially? Or is the ghost there?
Yeah, the ghost is still present. The ghost is still staring out the window. The ghost is unchanged.
Okay.
Just as a rough time frame, you can still hear dancing and joviality happening in the grand ballroom because we're kind of...
A huge slap.
A huge slap. Yeah, that's perfect. You hear a huge slap.
Echoes.
As if a powerful and spiteful high five has been delivered.
So that's interesting that the pull and this woman attacking from the last episode didn't happen at the same time.
Correct.
Wow. Okay. He comes out of it and he's shaken at first and he gathers himself and he has now resolved that the shadows are not safe, which sucks because he did feel rather safe being in them. Yeah, okay, so he sees the ghost and he still hears merriment in the hall. He has no idea where Father Underwood and Keenly are.
It's just
Keen.
I apologize. So yeah, I think for a moment I'm not really sure what he wants to do. He's kind of gathering his thoughts, and I don't really know where to go because I don't want to interfere with the timeline of the ballroom.
I will tell you this. What I can do is I'm going to use your last witness token to give you especially keen ears. And you can hear that nearby you, in this little blank box here, which you don't know what it is yet, you hear echoing steps, as if on stairs.
Interesting. Okay. I've made up my mind he's going to go into the blank room because I said so.
Okay, excellent.
And also I don't know, I'm feeling something with Zachery today. He's a little feisty. He's a little on edge. He's like, okay, next thing. Oh my god, that was horrifying.
Excellent.
But I'm still invisible, so let's go.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, since you've taken a moment to hesitate, I'm going to say it's been between 15 and 20 minutes now that you've been invisible.
This is his last 10. Okay.
Yeah, so you decide to go into this room. The door to this room, you would have to walk back towards the grand ballroom because there is a door right here. If you recall from several episodes ago, whenever everybody came up the grand staircase, there was a door facing you immediately right there.
That's right, and that's at the top of the staircase. Okay, so he goes to that door.
Okay. When you try it, it is not locked. Perceive some stuff. I'm giving Zach credit here that you would not just like swing the door open while you're invisible. I don't think he would do that.
No, yeah, he'd be he'd very carefully turn the door handle out first. That's 14, and kind of poke not even his head in, just peek through first.
And you're adding wisdom to that too. So what do you get altogether?
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need, really. That's more than enough. You put your ear up to the door, and you can hear the steps ascending, and once you can tell that they've gotten far enough away, you very slowly open the door, and you push it open, and you can see that you're standing in a stairwell.
Okay, so it's the second stairwell that goes up to the second floor.
Precisely. And so you've just come through there. There's a wall through the center of the stairwell, which basically means that as you go up these corners, it's going to be a blind corner every time you go up.
Oh, okay.
So there's more or less, I guess you could call it a square column in the center. So you can see that the stairs do go downstairs as well. You can make the assumption that this goes all the way down to the ground floor, it goes through here, and then it will take you up to the second floor.
So if he heard somebody going upstairs, he's going to assume that's Nathaniel, delivering the night clothes that he promised. And he is going to... It feels like something doesn't want him on that ground floor. And now that he's not in the shadows, he's kind of like, well, one more time can't hurt, right? So yeah, he's going to go downstairs.
Perfect. So you're coming down the stairs here, and then you notice that there's two doors. There's going to be a door to your left and a door to your right. For the sake of listeners and everybody following along, the door to your left will lead to the hallway that leads to the breakfast room living room, and the door to the right, or the west, is going to lead towards the foyer.
Okay.
I'm going to say you can assume, the foyer is probably over here to the west side. But you haven't been over to the east side yet, personally. Only Daniel and Liam went over there.
I have a sneaking suspicion. I forget. Did Daniel and Liam tell Zachery and Adrian where the portrait room was, or mention that at all?
They talked about the portraits.
Yes, because we were like, there's a man there that looks like he could be Nathaniel's father.
And we do know they were in the hall, so...
They were sent off. We know that there's portraits in there.
Great. He's going to go to the right. He's going to go into the entrance hall, and then he's going to go into number 9 in the portrait hall.
Okay.
Making sure every time that nobody is in there.
Okay. You rolled really well before. I think you can go ahead and keep that roll for now since it's still pretty close together. You managed to go into both of those rooms with no incident. You get to see the portraits for yourself, and it's very much like Daniel described. There's ladies on one side, there's gentlemen on the other side. There's also 4 decorative vases in each corner of the room. There's a huge mirrored ceiling up above, which kind of makes the space seem more expansive.
Okay.
It doesn't pick up on you, obviously, because you're still invisible. And there's no other people in here. Let me know if you want to look at anything more closely.
Nothing in particular, but because he is still looking for Father Underwood and Mr. Keene, I think because he remembers Mr. Keene having an interest in the library, he might hurry back over to the library. But I think he's only got a few more minutes of invisibility, right?
You're getting close to it. Let's say you've got 5 to 7 minutes left. And just to refresh your memory as the player, because this is all still fairly recent for Zachery, what you saw was Father Underwood going after the waitstaff, and then Mr. Keene going after Father Underwood.
Oh, he was going after the waitstaff. Okay, then I am going to proceed up to the kitchen area, because I'm very curious.
Okay.
So he's going to go through the upper east door towards the hall that would lead to the breakfast nook. Not nook, you know what I mean.
In that case, go ahead and roll me a d20.
I got you. It's going to be such a good roll.
Yeah, I
Just
believe
you
in
wait.
you. I believe in you.
I knew as soon as I said that something bad would happen. So that's a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 9. That's a decent 9.
You're not adding anything to this, unfortunately.
So it's a 3.
I believed in you.
I did too. And I was like, why did I say that? Why did I?
So whenever you put your ear up to this door and you don't hear anything,
Mm-hmm.
and so you go ahead and open it, and it causes your heart to jolt for just a second because Mr. Keen is standing at the corner in the hallway of 4. So he is standing within view of the door here, and he is standing, and he was looking around the corner here towards, the door into the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
He was looking around the corner, and he heard the door to the grand hall open, and he whips his head around, but he doesn't see anything because you're invisible.
Great.
So you're fine.
Zachery leaves the door and just steps back.
Mr. Keen, he kind of looks conflicted for a moment. He looks back around the corner and then looks back towards the door that just opened and then moves very quickly towards the door that you opened.
Perfect.
And looks through it to see if there's anybody in the hall who was spying on him.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. This is actually perfect. So what I want to do is I want to make this man chase his tail a little bit so that he can get out of the way so that Zachery can get his view instead. So Zachery is kind of wondering how to distract him, and I'm gonna look through my inventory real quick, or my cantrips, to see if, he does have a light spell, and this is actually a question to the person, Chess, who made these rules. The light spell, I know it floats above the hand. Can one direct it in any way or any fashion, or is it just something that can only remain stationary in the hand?
Yeah, you can direct it.
Okay, wonderful. So he's going to take it like a little spitball. Mm-hmm. He's going to make a light and he's going to flick it in his view so that he might go after that thing of light, because he's like, oh, this dude's interested in vampires. What other things is this dude interested in looking at? So he's going to take it and he's going to flick it really fast within our friend Mr. Keen's line of sight and make it go further into the ballroom.
Is that a spell that requires any sort of
This is a cantrip.
Okay, let's say if you want it to move quickly, maybe do an arcane roll to see if you can if Zach wants it to move fast, I'm going to say it has to be not just a moderate, but a truly successful roll in order to get it to move quickly.
Fuck me. Fuck. Are you kidding me? Fuck. All right. It's a 3.
Again with those 3s. That's not necessarily unsuccessful. It just means that whenever Mr. Keen follows after it, so it's sort of bobbing along, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as Mr. Keen moves past you, because I assume you would have stepped out of the way of the doorway.
I do have an arcane, and it doesn't matter. It's just a
did
plus
you have
5.
a plus 5?
Yeah. So it's just 8. That's still not 6. That doesn't do
that's
anything.
Still not even moderate. It's still just kind of bobbing. And so what I'm going to say is that you can get it out maybe towards the middle of this hall of portraits.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it out about to the middle, and that's as far as you can push it, and it's not moving very fast, but it is still enough to intrigue Mr. Keen. You have correctly pinpointed. I'm rewarding you for correctly assessing Mr. Keen and his interests.
Thank you.
As the player, because as he moves past you, you notice that he's had a notebook and a pen in his hand this entire time, or maybe a little piece of writing graphite so that he can keep things down. And as he sees this, he does move towards it, and he's careful not to get too close, but just having it kind of bobbing there, he's looking at it from every direction. He's checking the reflections in the ceiling to make sure it's still there. So he's not very far away.
Uh-huh.
So keep that in mind whenever you become visible again.
Right.
He hasn't been sent off on a wild goose chase. But you have got an opening now to go see if you can take up his post at the corner.
Yeah, Zachery is, as soon as this dude passes, he's immediately going to slip through and go to that corner.
Okay, excellent. So give me a wisdom roll to see how much you hear.
Oh, it's a 20.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
20? Damn. Okay.
All over the place.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Give me the whole... What is the tea?
Story. As you come around the corner, you can hear it is Father Underwood, and you can hear him speaking to the woman whom he had followed. You can't see them yet unless you go further around the corner, but you can hear their voices coming pretty clearly because Leonard sounds somewhat distressed.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, "Erin and I have been so worried about you, Molly. Why didn't you even write to us? We thought something bad had happened to you. Anything. I mean, after what happened with Sophie. Oh, God. Molly, just come back home. Why are you here? I mean, Erin was just out of her mind because we thought something had happened. It's been a week, and you haven't said a word. Just come.
It's been a week.
Mm-hmm.
So Molly responds, I'm sorry to hear you've been so distressed, Leonard, but I'm much happier here now. I think it was about time for me to give up the old life in Whitechapel, but it's kind of you to be concerned.
Okay, sorry.
Toast has something to share in a minute.
In Whitechapel.
Mm-hmm. Leonard says, we were just, I mean, are you safe here? Are they keeping you hostage? You seem strange. This isn't like you. Oh, no, they're quite good to me here. I couldn't really ask for anything better. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be now. It's much more proper for me to have this line of work anyway. And you hear Leonard is silent for a minute, and he says, well, what about that fellow the one you came here with? Does he have something to do with this? Oh, no. He's not here anymore, I'm afraid. I think something happened to him. I don't know what happened to him. But you don't need to worry about me anymore, Leonard. I'm quite happy to work here. Well, do you want me to send a message to Erin for you? At least to say goodbye? Yes, that sounds lovely, thank you. I've got a new life here and I think I like it quite well. And then you hear a little bit of movement, and Leonard comes out of the kitchen and is walking towards you.
I'm still invisible, right?
You're still invisible for a little while.
Okay, so I just press myself against the wall.
Okay, he does walk past you.
And then I trip him. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
What a dick.
I know.
And with that, we're going to move back to the scene. We're jumping ahead in time a little bit to the scene with Adrian and Daniel and Liam. Presumably after the little poof of light disappeared, Mr. Keene was the first back up to the hall. And then the servant whose name you now know as Molly was the next up. So you don't know where Leonard might have gone, but Molly was the next up into the grand ballroom. She stopped once she got into the room with all of the music.
Okay, so that
was going to be my question. Was
that maid that busted into the ballroom was Molly?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, son. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
Should I say the thing I realized?
Yeah.
Why don't?
No.
I would like this to be in character because you don't know what Zach just saw. So I want the revelation. I'm so sorry you're making such a face. You've realized something because I put a little Easter egg in there for you specifically. But Adrian doesn't know this yet, only Zachery. So you've got to wait until Zachery shares this information with us.
And then you can crack that Easter egg with us.
I guess.
Whitechapel is the church you went to.
It's not a church. It's a
burger joint.
It's an area in London.
I keep thinking about that too. I was like, it's not the place with the tiny
It's
burgers.
not White Castle, no.
No.
Okay. What I would like is for the three of us to roll initiative. Adrian, Liam, Daniel, we're jumping right back into the action. Molly is charging forward with a broken wine glass stem in her hand. And I'm going to go ahead and let you know that the most radiant couple of the bunch, who are full of vim and vivacity, would be Daniel and Dorothea, and she's heading in your direction.
Because we danced well.
Fight the maid staff.
We did the finale so well.
Mm-hmm.
A new challenger, Molly.
I got an 8. Do I add anything?
Nope.
I got a 12.
So did Liam.
Aw.
Toast, give me just a contesting d20 roll between us to see which one of us goes first.
11.
Okay, Liam got a 16. Okay, Dorothea was the one who rolled the highest, but she has to retrieve something first. So she's going to skip a round of combat. So then after that, in the turn order, we have Molly, Liam, Adrian, Daniel, and Beatrix. For this first round, Dorothea sprints over towards the seating cushions along the wall of the room because her book story notes and her walking cane are waiting for her over there. So she's run off in that direction, which means then that, Daniel, you are Molly's target.
Ooh.
And so she is still shouting all of the things she was shouting at the end of the last episode. which, as a refresher, she's shouting things like, give her back, give it back, she belongs to me, all of this sort of stuff. So as she lunges towards you, she's sort of fixed on you, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay.
Okay, so a 5 is not gonna hit you, right?
I think as a base defense, we all have 7.
Yeah, so she misses. She's
Okay.
she kind of comes in with an overhand strike with this, as if she's going to plunge it down towards Daniel. But you step back very quickly. You still got them dancing toes, baby. You're ready. So you step back in alarm, and her swing hits nothing. And so now it is Liam's turn, and Liam is going to roll. I'm going to roll this as an attack, but he's going to roll to try to restrain her. And just as a refresher to the listeners, will you tell us, Toast, if we add the attacking modifier to the roll to strike or just to the damage?
I believe we just add it to the damage.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for reminding the listeners.
Of course, the listeners.
The listeners.
Liam rolled a 15, which does beat her base defense, and he manages to grab her arm. Since he's to the left of her, he manages to grab her left arm, and 15 is upper end of moderate. So he doesn't manage to get her weapon arm, but he is successful in grabbing her left arm, which is unarmed. So she is partially restrained right now. And Adrian, it is now your turn.
Or she is primed for stabbing that right into Liam's heart.
That's also true.
Yeah.
And let me take a pause here, because this is all happening in bullet time. She swings for Daniel, misses. Liam reaches out to grab her, and now we're going to zoom out a little bit to see how everybody else is reacting to this situation, because Edwin is there, right with your crowd of dancers, and he just starts shouting at her. He's just shouting at her like, my word, woman, what are you doing? Stop it!
But he doesn't, make any moves to do anything.
He's not making any moves to do anything. His dancing partner, Ms. Colby, has booked it to the other side of the ballroom. It's a very large space. She hasn't left the room, but she has put significant distance between her and the attacker, and she's just standing to watch. She does look very shocked, like she is quite frozen, but she moved herself out of kind of a dangerous zone. Meanwhile, Ida leapt to her feet up from the cushion. Everybody who is sitting down is now standing on their feet. Sylvester is eyeing the door. Eleanor, who was playing piano before this moment, has reached up to the candelabra that is on top of the piano, but she is so far making no movements. She's just reached up to grab it and hold on to it. And Nevin and Ida are looking like they will probably want to walk over to see what's up. Mr. Keene is now also in the room. He's incredibly shocked, but he is kind of moving over with his hands up. Obviously, he's not in the turn order because he is a little hesitant to put his hands on her, but he's gauging the situation right now to see what is going to unfold. Now let's jump in for you, Adrian. What would you like to do? You don't have to attack. We created a turn order, but you don't have to attack.
I do think he's gonna take a fright, because it was very scary to be screamed at.
Yeah. Actually, now that you mention it, I think Liam is gonna take a fright too.
Should we
So is
roll
Daniel.
for fright or do voluntary?
I'm doing a voluntary fright for this one.
Okay. I'm gonna say Adrian was very startled and scared, but he saw Liam run forward to grab her, and I think Adrian is gonna rely on his old move of just running and grabbing the person also.
Oh god, okay.
Yep. So he's gonna try and run forward and grab her. He'll either go for her arm, depending on how he rolls, or he'll just kind of like grab her around the waist, which is usually what he does.
What I'm going to ask you as the DM is I'm going to ask you to make a decision before you roll on whether or not you want to go for her arm or her waist.
Okay, well, he saw Liam go for arm. He's gonna go for arm.
Okay,
Her other arm.
Yeah, the one with the weapon.
okay. Go ahead and roll. She's going to, if you're going for that arm, she's actually going to contest you because this is her fighting arm.
Fair. A 10.
Ooh, she also got a 10.
Oh.
So, how would that look in the story? So, Adrian has her by the sleeve, not by the arm. And I'm telling you as a game mechanic, and Adrian would only be able to grasp this sort of instinctively, it's going to be very easy for her to wrest her grip away. So, if you decide to keep holding on to her sleeve, you will grant advantage to Daniel and Beatrix and then also Dorothea for whatever they want to do, but she will be able to break her arm free and she will attack Adrian whenever her turn comes around. So what would you like to do? What would Adrian do?
He'd keep hanging on.
Okay.
Worked in the Manus fight.
Yeah.
This is his method.
This is his fighting
true.
style.
Yeah. Okay.
They can't move if they're being held too tightly.
Then, Daniel, as your turn comes around, I'm gonna say that Leonard, at this point, has re-entered the room and sees what's going on and shouts something. I don't have witness to give to Liam anymore because I used all of it up.
Can I use my witness to hear what he said?
Yeah, is that your last witness?
Yeah, that's my last witness.
Perfect.
What does Leonard say?
He shouts her name. And you notice that Colonel Gurney looks up whenever Leonard shouts this. Colonel Gurney starts moving towards Leonard because Leonard is rushing towards Molly now. So that's your witness.
Okay.
Okay, so now it is your turn to choose what Daniel is going to do in this situation, and you'll have advantage because Adrian is in a somewhat precarious situation.
I think Daniel is going to lunge for her right lower arm, like her wrist, and like with both his hands completely steady her fighting hand. Maybe like hold her hand with like his stronger right hand and then try to take the glass out of her hand with his left hand.
Okay, she's going to resist you, but you do have advantage. So go ahead and roll your d20.
Wait, I'm gonna use my fighting dice.
Yeah, use your fighting dice. Yes.
The first one was a 5, second one was an 8.
Okay. Unfortunately, she got a nat 20.
Oh.
Shit.
So you move in, and she's just flailing at this point, but she swings back her elbow. Adrian is still attached, but she swings her elbow back and absolutely beans you in the nose.
Oh, ow.
With her nat 20. And we're gonna roll,
How much damage do I take?
let's see. Just a 1. That works out.
Alright.
Just a 1.
Okay.
It's not broken. A little bloodied, maybe.
Well, yeah, Daniel. Probably he's still in like reaction fighting mode, so he doesn't go like, oh, and like hold it or anything. He just takes it and is like, fuck. But is probably trying to still get her.
That tracks. It doesn't have to stagger him or anything. Beatrix, whenever she sees pretty boy world traveler Daniel take a blow to the face, is going to come in and she's gonna try to do the move where she slams her knees into the back of Molly's knees to get her knees to buckle.
She's like, don't hit that lovely bisexual.
By solidarity.
Yeah.
Okay, she was able to roll the attack. She got a 10, which is enough to beat Molly's defense. So she's gonna do a little bruising damage, but Molly is still able to stay upright. She was not knocked off balance.
I'm also curious. I know that Father Underwood rolled up here eventually. I know that this is all happening. This is like our kind of whole present. Is Zachery able to like jump up there once he's visible and view all this that's going on, or do you have something planned for him and I should wait my turn?
That is a really good question, and I'm glad you asked it. What I'm doing is I'm doing 2 full rounds before Zach, you can make it back up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've not been forgotten.
Don't worry. I didn't worry. I just was like, should I help?
So Daniel, Beatrix has paid you back the favor of the 1 damage by slightly bruising the back of Molly's knees. A single point of damage. And now, at this point, Dorothea has re-entered the fight. And this time she is armed with her walking stick, which has a lovely carved lion's head on it. And so she comes in, and seeing what Beatrix had just attempted to do, Dorothea also says, okay, I'm gonna go for the legs. Like, she's coming down. And so we're gonna roll an attack.
Get her, Dorothea.
Dorothea rolled a 5. That just hits Molly. We will do damage. Just chipping away here. She did 1 damage. And then
This is a very sturdy maid.
she's very sturdy. She got lots of skirts. You can't get at those legs.
Yeah.
Dorothea manages to do a little bit of damage, clocks her in the knee, but does not actually knock her over. which is unfortunate because now it is Molly's turn and she is going to get her weapon arm free from Adrian and make an attack on Adrian.
I tried to help, I'm sorry.
We all tried.
Also, and I'm so frustrated, I hate that this happened, but I think we should have dealt a little bit of extra damage because whenever we're attacking somebody, we get to add our attack modifier. Just to make sure everything's on the up and up, I'm adding a little extra whammy. Okay, cool. So now Molly is going to make the attack on Adrian.
Come get me.
I imagine a 16 will hit.
Yes.
Oh no. So she's gonna do you 7 damage, and what that looks like is that she wrests her arm free of yours, and as she's flailing it around, she brings it down across your arm in a swing. It cuts through the fabric of your shirt and your jacket, and deals you 7 damage on your bicep.
He goes, ah.
Liam cries out for Adrian at that point, I imagine. He's very panicked, and it is now Liam's turn. Liam is going to try to pull her more towards himself so that he can grab her other arm. So he's got her left hand in his arm, and now he's going to try to use his free hand to grab her other arm. By this point also, Daniel, I'm going to kind of wrap this up in the witness that you had earlier. Leonard had moved closer, but Colonel Gurney intercepted him and is now holding him back. You can't make out anything that he might be saying to him, but you can tell that Gurney is like, be cool, just leave it, don't get closer, it's really dangerous over there. That sort of thing is what's happening over your shoulder as you're dealing with this situation. Oh no. So, as per his usual luck, Liam rolled a nat 1. Which means I'm going to actually give Molly another opportunity to attack him as he goes for her hands, because that seems only fair. So she's going to swing at him. We'll see if that beats his defense.
He's not thinking straight when he saw Adrian get hit.
No. Oh, she also rolled a 1.
She's also just not thinking in general.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. Okay, so there's kind of a stalemate between them. He's got her hand. He did not succeed in getting her right arm under control. She did not succeed in attacking him either. So now we are going to say, Adrian, it is your turn.
He's gonna dive for her feet.
Okay.
Try to trip her up. He's gonna try to dive and grab her ankles. And I have a point of luck, so if this fucks up, I'm gonna try again.
I'm so sorry. How many people are holding on to this person?
So far, only Liam is currently holding on to her.
Oh, so she managed to wrestle everybody off. So there's just like this skirmish in the middle of the ballroom happening.
Liam was the only one who went to go to grab her.
Damn.
And then Adrian went to grab her, but he only had her sleeve. And so she has since broken out of that. Daniel had tried to grab onto her right arm as well to get a better grip, but she bopped him in the nose. And then Beatrix and Dorothea have just been going for her legs, like, we're gonna get her down.
This is a hilarious scene.
Yeah, it's quite absurd.
This is one fucking woman. How old is Molly? Can you see visually?
Yeah, I'm gonna say she's middle-aged.
God. She, I know, she's being, something else trippy is happening, but, right now she is the mega Karen, and, this is really fucking funny to me.
You thought there'd be dramatic music playing right now? It's just, yakety sack.
Yeah.
Dire situation aside, something is happening to this poor woman, but this is definitely oh my god, even Liam, this muscular tall man, cannot get a grip on this person. All right. Go. I'm so sorry. Go on.
No worries.
I needed everybody. I needed to confirm that everybody's seeing what I was saying in my head, which is nobody can get hold of this fucking bull of a woman.
Yes.
I'm just seeing her right arm as that.
It's yoked.
The tentacle with the box and is I've created a knife wielding tentacle.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
nobody
just
can get hold of her.
Her arm is swinging around.
Oh my god. She's absolutely fucking going for it. Okay, I'm sorry.
She
Go ahead.
is. No, this is very good. Zach, you're still a little ways away, but you are close to being able to get involved. So right now, getting back into it, we're going to do a contesting roll, Adrian.
Okay, and if I don't do good, I'm gonna use my luck.
Okay.
Smart.
11.
11. Aha! That is enough to beat her. 8. You dive for her feet. You really commit. You know, that's where...
Wrapping my arms around her ankles and her skirts, and I'm holding on.
She is going to, if you're kind of like pulling onto her like that, I'm going to say she kind of falls forward a little bit towards you, but then she ends up falling backwards onto the ground. That is not stun her or stop her, but she is now on the ground. And so the rest of us, if we're going to attempt to subdue her, like grab onto her to make sure she doesn't do anything, will have advantage.
Adrian is going, ah, the whole time.
You're not the only one shouting. Edwin has continued to shout this entire time. He's just like, you can't do that! Someone stop her!
Wow.
And I will say, Sylvester is gone by this point as well.
Okay.
Sylvester is fucking gone.
He left the entire room.
He did. He left the entire room.
He saw this woman, like, fight against someone as big as Liam and was like, I actually want none of that.
Yeah.
Like, has decided to invest his time somewhere else.
That's
Invest.
very good. Very good. Okay, so now, Daniel, it is your turn. Whatever you choose to do, you will have advantage because Adrian wrestled her down to the ground.
Wait, she's on the ground?
Yep.
On her butt. So
Yep.
she's like in a sitting position.
Okay.
She prone.
Now that's not to say she couldn't bring that wine stem into somebody's leg, but
Put her in a lock. Put her in a lock.
I'm gonna try to do the same thing. I'm gonna try to, like, get her wrist, get that wine stem, because that is the issue right now. That arm is still free, so I'm gonna try for that.
perfect. We'll do a contesting roll.
Please, Daniel. Oh, God. I got a 3. Come on, Daniel. Please, I swear to God. 11.
That's actually good enough because she got a 2.
Oh,
So my 3 was actually okay.
dude.
So you are fully able to take the wine stem out of her hand. Are you going to stay there holding her right hand, or are you going to move away with the wine stem so that there's no opportunity for her to get it back?
I think I'll move away with the wine stem. So I yoink it from her and then I'd step away with it.
Fantastic. Then Beatrix is going to move into where you were just standing because she's going to try to, not attack this time, but try to grab her right hand, which is now curled up into a fist. Okay. Beatrix failed bad. Beatrix rolled a 2, and Molly rolled a 19.
Oh.
So I am gonna do a roll to see what sort of damage, since it is such a stark difference between the two. Wah! Okay, so at that point, I'm gonna say that Beatrix grabs on to her hand and is trying to, like, hold it down and pull it away, but her hand slips. And so that means Molly's fist just goes BAM! Right into her nose. And now she has a matching bleeding nose to Daniel.
Cute. Not cute, actually. I just need to add
Aw,
that.
you match.
Aw.
Both boys got bopped.
The B in bisexual stands for bopped. And the I stands for injury. I'm sorry.
So it's still worth noting that out of everybody who's got a little bit of a bloody nose right now, Molly's actually looking the worst. Her nose started bleeding at the beginning of this whenever she walked right into the room, and so now the entire front of her face, down her neck and everything, under her nose, is just red with blood. And at this point, Zachery, you have been hearing a commotion. You've heard crazy bonkers bananas stuff happening. Your invisibility runs out. You hear steps coming down this stairwell that you assume was Nathaniel going upstairs. And so you have a chance now to run into the ballroom.
Oh my god. So he runs in. Now he sees that he's not invisible anymore. He sees that Molly is subdued.
Well, subdued is maybe a bit of a generous word for what she is right now. She's on the ground.
She's on the ground, but is she like... people are holding her. Is she like not...
I assume
mean,
she's still flailing.
Her arm is still flailing.
She's still got that right arm.
Oh, okay.
Her right arm is flailing. You see Daniel, bloody nose, holding a wine glass. You see Molly on the ground. Her nose is completely covered in blood. You see Beatrix. She's got a little bit of blood on her nose, and she's like cupping her nose because it really, really hurt. Molly really bopped her one good. And you see Adrian wrestling with this woman's feet. He's like rolling around on the ground like a little fucking worm trying to hold her down by her feet. Liam's still got her left arm, and he's on one knee so that he can keep holding her, but he was unable to grab her right arm, so he's trying to, like, dodge as she's, like, writhing around. Eleanor is still standing by the piano. She hasn't moved forward, but she's still holding that candlestick.
Man, you don't know how bad I really wanted him to come in with a one-liner and then just end it there. But, like, is the party over? But, like...
He, like, pulls off his 80s glasses and he's like, is the party over?
And nobody can hear him because everyone's shouting.
Yeah. So I realized...
Then he says it again. I said, is the party over?
Just like, where's everybody going? Bingo? Okay, so I'm sorry. He had stepped in, he sees everything going. He sees the maid on the floor who was just downstairs acting very pacified, is the word I would use. And now this is happening. Hey, do you have to shout something for the gravity spell?
Well, you don't have to shout it.
I just have to say it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pull a Merlin. Whisper.
I was like, can I just whisper?
Yeah.
Let me check it. Point your intent towards the item whose weight you wish to increase and say gravitas.
Yeah.
Repeat until successful.
All right, so that's a spell that Zachery is going to cast on her body or her clothes, I think.
It has to be an item, so...
I'll do the clothes then.
Okay.
Is she wearing long sleeves anyway?
Yes.
Great, let's go. He extends his hand, he whispers gravitas, and it's a d20 to see if he misses or not, or what level it goes at. So 13 to 16, she is heavy for 2 turns. I got a 13, so...
Are you adding your arcana?
I don't have to, I think, unless...
If it's a spell, then yeah. Do it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for my fucking horse Scooby-Doo laugh. All right, that's an 18, and so that means...
3 turns.
3 turns.
Hell yes. Once she's down on the ground, she's still shouting what she had been initially shouting. She's not really directing it at anybody. It just seems like something inside of her has snapped in a way, and she's still shouting, give it back to me, give her back to me. You can hear noise outside. You can hear Nathaniel gasping as he comes in and sees Molly on the floor, everyone looking bedraggled, some people looking injured. Adrian is clutching his arm from where he got stabbed with the wine stem. Everybody's looking at her. Nathaniel's face goes completely pale. He briefly looks to his right, where nothing is, and then he looks back at Molly, just completely unsure of what to do. And Zachery, as you're looking at all of this chaos that is unfolding, there's just a split-second beat as Nathaniel tries to figure out how to salvage the situation. You meet eyes with Mr. Keene, and he is looking at you.
Awesome. Good. Yeah.
Because he was the one closest to you towards the entrance.
Fuck.
And he saw you outstretch your hand and whisper something.
No.
Oops.
Liked what you heard? Let us know by using hashtag #DandiesInDanger over on our Twitter, Insta, Tumblr, and TikTok in the listed links below. We'd love to hear any and all comments, questions, and theories as to where the story might be headed. Want to support us and our lads' adventures more directly? Then please consider clicking on the link and becoming a patron today. For just $1, you can gain access to our longer, uncensored outtakes and blooper reels. For $5, you can have access to exclusive stickers, in-world letters written by and for the lads, poetry by Adrian and Daniel, and original music from the show composed and scored by Chess Albanese. Can't afford to support directly? No problem. Podcasts survive by word of mouth, so if you like what you heard, tell your friends, family, and local graveyard ghosts all about these exciting tales. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Dandies in Danger is written and voiced by Elijah Bergateres as Zachery Wilkos. Cast as Liam Bardsley, Chess Albanese as Daniel Pritchard, and Toast as Adrian Edwards. It is edited by Toast. Original score and music composed by Chess Albanese. It is produced by Dandies team, and made possible by listeners like you.